If your kid can't answer the question when you ask them, what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? It's not just an issue with their manners, it's an emotional blind spot. And it's an opportunity to help them and you guide them towards a clear, well formed identity. In this episode, we're going to explore why teaching gratitude matters, not just saying thank you, but actually feeling it, how to do this so you don't just sound annoying as a parent, and what happens when kids don't build this practice, this muscle, what the science says, and how you can practice it at home. First, let me introduce you to a kid named Jordan. Smart, athletic, well liked, lots of friends, but frequently prone to just getting frustrated, oftentimes comparing himself to others, always wanting more, just kind of like a general disposition of ingratitude, which is the opposite of gratitude. The fact is, he lives a comfortable life, but he just doesn't see it. He always he doesn't have, whether it's his teachers, his coaches, his friends. Things just never go his way, according to him. And when you've talked to his teachers before, they describe him as distracted or just irritated. His friends would say he's negative. He's the one that's always kind of complaining and critical and cynical. And you, the parent, just kind of worn out. What's missing is gratitude. When a kid doesn't learn to appreciate what they have or how they contribute to others, and that's one of the key twists that we're going to get into, they're much more likely to feel empty or aimless or entitled. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Gratitude isn't just something you do around the holidays, and it's not just this fluffy thing that sometimes teachers make a kid do in a homeroom class. It can actually be the context and the fuel for your kid to discover who they are, build a strong identity, develop inner confidence, and have resilience to handle more hard things. All right, here we go. Let's get into research. Robert Emmons from UC Davis did a study in 2003 and came away with these results. Gratitude for students, for young adults, will boost their sleep health, increase their sense of optimism, increase their sense of empathy at a measurable level, and increase their social bonds. I've said this in a gratitude course that we created, curriculum probably 3 or 4 years ago. Practicing gratitude will make you healthier, happier, friendlier, tougher, and wiser. And that's all born straight from research. The science of hope would say that thankful kids are more hopeful, and it's hope that will help a kid persist through hard things. Gordon Flett did a work on the science of mattering, which we referenced here a lot in other episodes and written about. When kids notice what they've been given and how they've contributed to others and express gratitude towards it, reflected on it, they actually get this internal sense that they matter, their life matters, which is that mattering plus hope. I would call those like the two strong foundations for a life that can be built, a life of meaning and happiness. Okay, so here's the kind of twist. Teaching your kids to practice gratitude is not just what are you thankful for today, although that's a healthy practice. We're going to get into that. The second part is, and what did you do that others would be grateful for today? It's a sense of contribution. So it's experiencing and reflecting and kind of digesting, chewing on the things that you've received, in addition to the ways in which you've acted, chosen to act, and through your presence, you've impacted others. To express gratitude towards both things are the drumbeats of good mental health and a solid, well-formed identity. This is tapping into kind of both sides of gratitude. So how do we do this? 3 practical tips for parents. Number 1, model it. This is something that you could even set in your phone as a reminder. When it's around dinner time, when it's around the time to pick them up from school or drive them to school, you can say things out loud that are deposits that will yield results maybe years later. Deposits of you saying, I am so grateful that, fill in the blank, I got to catch up with my friend today. I'm so grateful that I got to have lunch with a colleague that I really enjoy. I'm so grateful that someone on my team really stepped up. I'm so grateful that you, and express gratitude towards your kids. In addition to, I'm so grateful that we could help fill in the blank. Grandma do her taxes. I'm so grateful that we could bring over a meal to a friend whose kid was sick. I'm so grateful that I got to raise my hand in a meeting today and offer to do something that relieved everybody else from doing something they didn't want to do. So it is both what you receive as well as what you contribute. And for you to share that at a regular basis, and that's not giving a sermon, that's not preaching at them, that's not, you know what you should do, it's not lecturing them. You're just modeling for them a normal part of life. You don't need to expect a big response from them, because it's the long endurance headed in the intentional right direction that's going to make an impact in your kid's life. That's the first one. You intentionally model gratitude, both the things you receive and the things you contributed. Second, create a daily ritual, something that you do. Our family started the beginning of quarantine. Remember that? 5 years ago. Practicing this thing called 3 good things. It was our kind of like anthem. It was our fight, our resistance to the rest of the world that was shutting down, and all the things that we could complain about and we were suffering through and frustrated about, all the stuff that our kids were losing. We battled that every single meal together. 3 good things. 3 good things that happened to you. And sometimes we had to dig deep. Pretty good sandwich today. It didn't rain as much as yesterday. This mask is slightly better than that mask that we had the other day. So 3 good things, a daily ritual. Could be at dinner time, could be at bedtime. What are you thankful for today? And I would encourage you to also ask them, what is something that you did that another person would be grateful for you? Third, celebrate, and this is kind of more nuanced, celebrate the identity behind the gratitude. It's about helping them reflect on and see the dots. I noticed how you were so patient with your little brother today. I'm thankful for your kindness. That's a big part of who you are. I am grateful for how you got your stuff ready today. Your responsibility, taking ownership over your chores, over your tasks, over your things, your little world, is a sign of who you're becoming. You are someone who. So I noticed this thing, I'm grateful for it, and it's a sign, it's a symbol, it's an indication of your true self. That's a way to reframe this kind of simple gratitude exercise into grounded into their identity and the patterns of who they're becoming. So picture this, a kid who knows what they're thankful for and how they make a difference. That's a person, a young adult who is grounded. Imagine your kid being more emotionally resilient than others when setbacks come, when rejection or problems or frustrations or loss, because they have just more capacity to handle the hard things. Imagine a kid who's less self-centered, less entitled, more connected. Gratitude is not just a practice, not a fluffy thing you do in the holidays. It becomes a part of who they are. So tonight, ask your kid these 2 questions. What are you thankful for today? 3 good things, 1 good thing. Second, what's 1 good thing you did for someone else? And see how that shifts the conversation and maybe even their mood. Encourage you to try that tonight. Next week, we're going to get into another critical question that every kid has to answer, and that's about self-management. What grounds you? What do you do to manage the stress and overwhelm of your own life? It's a life skill. It's a core piece of their identity. Every kid's going to require a nuanced, unique recipe for them to stay centered and grounded. And we're going to get into that next week. Until then, love for you to like, subscribe, give us 5 stars, 30 stars, and go to our website under the blog resources. And there's lots more there for you. Be back next week with another episode.